Okay, this is what a typical ride home from work looks like. I'm in a suburb called Puchong, or a city called Puchong, and usually there is a heap more traffic than this, but because it's end of year and almost New Year's Eve, most people are working from home, the traffic is not so bad, but we still have a bit of traffic, and you can see sort of what it's like and get the picture just like that. Anyway, so the first leg is through this traffic here, and usually there's a lot of parked cars or people trying to park and walk past, and if you want to get out of this area in under sort of 15 minutes, you want to be on a motorbike. So the biggest thing to watch out for is these cars on the side pulling out, and these cars in the traffic trying to park and maneuver around. And we come out into the traffic here, and away we go. And so we have to do a U-turn up here and head back onto the main highway. So we go under the bridge like the Chili Pepper song, under the bridge downtown. It's very important just to go with the flow when you're riding. Same when you're driving, but cars here, they expect that you're going to sort of maneuver around. They don't expect that you're going to sit there all nicely in a queue behind them in traffic if clearly there's a bit of space between the car and the pavement or the other obstacle to get around them. So they expect, like this car here, they sort of move over because they think you're going to get around. And I find if you don't do that, they get confused, and that can often lead to more trouble. So go with the flow and watch everything, especially merging like that. There's no rain at the moment, but I left work a little bit earlier today because I think it is going to rain at some point. Not so bad. It's good to practice riding in the rain when you get the opportunity, but I don't really feel like getting wet today. So I left early. So this is again, on a busy day, a typical office day, with no one working from home, this will be packed. You can be sitting in traffic here for 30 minutes, just slowly inching along. But because there's a lot of people on holidays or working from home, it's going quite smoothly. We've got to veer off to the left up here. We'll start preparing. Always good to plan your moves well ahead of time so you don't get caught out, even on a bike. Some nice shopping centres there. The train. The public train network, the light rail network that's been built around KL and the other suburbs is really fantastic. It's done a really good job getting that on time. I mean online, getting that online. Although I suspect now it's a bit underutilized. See, that's a big station ahead. I suspect it's a bit unutilized because of people are very scared of this COVID stuff. So, which is quite ironic, I guess, given the push for renewable energies and weaning the world off fossil fuels. But at the same time, we're also discouraging people from using the very technologies that will help achieve that. Very counterintuitive. So we're turning right here, and sometimes you get cars in the right-hand lane wanting to jump left, and you just got to be careful of that, and cars in the left-hand lane wanting to jump right. But this is really where the real fun will begin today, as we get to the traffic. So this road takes us to, I think it's called Equine Park. It's a big racetrack also. And usually it's pretty packed along the way. So if you want to get home in a reasonable hour, it's good to be on a bike. But of course, being on the bike, there's a lot of risks. It's a risk-reward trade-off, isn't it? This corner is very notorious for people, this intersection is very notorious for people running red lights also. So whenever there's a green light, I always look at every single intersection, every direction, because you never know what direction you will find something coming. And if you're not sure, you wait a little bit just to see what's coming out. Oh, they've patched the hole. So these are huge potholes, even as yesterday or the day before. From the heavy rain we've had the last week, they've eaten away a lot of the sections of the road. Oh, it's good to see they've been patched already. Here we go. It's actually really good practice going around this traffic at low speed for balance control. Yeah, so I don't know if it's really legal or strictly to the road rules going between the cars like this. Again, it's sort of expected. If you're sitting behind a car on a motorbike and there is clearly space for you to get in between or get around, the car sort of wonders why you're sitting there, and quite often they'll sort of maneuver out the way or move into the other lane, which I think can cause more problems. So I tend to just go with the flow, and the biggest thing to worry about is cars changing lanes, so you've got to just look out all the time. Don't be looking, having your phone in the phone holder on the bike. That's a really bad thing. You've got to have your eyes at the front, left and right at all times. That's one split second that you lose the attention and look down or look around. Could be enough for disaster. So if you're going down between the cars, you just take it easy. Always look 2 or 3 cars ahead of you. Be smooth, don't get too close to the bikes in front of you. Be mindful of your braking and the bikes behind you. I say that because these smaller bikes, like the little 125, 150cc Yamaha and Hondas that are very popular here, they don't have the same sort of braking capacity as a as a medium touring bike. So I've got ABS, I've got twin rotors up front, I can stop pretty quickly, but if you get someone unaware by surprise behind you, they'll just come into you, and you don't want that. The other thing is, when you're going through the cars, sometimes it becomes like a funnel. The gap gets narrower, more narrow and more narrow, and you can't actually fit through anymore, and then you'll clog up the way for the other bikers behind you to get through. So if you think you're going to get stuck, sometimes you just pull over and sit with the main traffic and let the smaller bikes go through. It's a nice courtesy thing. And then always be careful when you want to get back into the bike lane, the unofficial bike lane, but there's no one behind you, so you just do a quick look over your shoulders as well as the mirrors and hop back in to the unofficial bike lane. So a pretty smooth run so far. The other thing I like to do is keep ahead of the traffic. I don't like sitting beside a vehicle, especially the larger vehicles like a 4x4 or a Zalfire. I like to just get ahead of them, either stay well ahead or get well behind. Not so much also if they can't see you, but if they get into an accident. I've seen some pretty weird and funky accidents here, and you just look at it and go, oh my god, how the hell did that happen? The car is on its roof on the opposite side of the freeway, even jumped a concrete divider like this one to the right. How the hell did it end up here? So always good to have some distance. And like that, there was a bit of debris on the road. And if you want to get around, you just quickly speed up, get around, and settle back into your cruising speed again. Don't dilly-dally, overtaking vehicles. Just get around it, get it done. Better off away from other vehicles. We have Technology Park Malaysia to the right. To have an office in there. And I think we have Astro to the left. All coming up anyway. Now that you've got to be really careful of. Not everyone indicates like that. Sometimes they just move lanes. You can sort of see this sort of traffic here. It's very easy to get caught in that funnel. You've got to be looking well ahead. Can I get through this? And if not, where do I maneuver early enough as not to cause any interruptions or get yourself into trouble? Trucks are hard to judge because sometimes your mirror might clip their mirror because they're both sticking out. Like this one. So this is where your balance and control really matters. You don't want to hit another car. And you don't want to fall over either. Or drop the bike, I mean. Oh, it's getting a bit tight now. Can I do it? Yeah. Ta-da! We're at the other side of the tunnel. This is another bad corner for people running red lights. They tend to just come through. Got to be aware of that. In fact, every corner is a bad corner for running red lights. Whenever there's lights, someone's going to run it. I just notice more at that particular point. Sungai Besi Auto World. Always wanted to go in and have a look. There's got hundreds and hundreds of cars and bikes and all sorts of stuff in there. Looks like it's not raining. Maybe it won't rain after all. That's nice. See some dark cloud ahead, but the temperature hasn't dropped yet. Still pretty hot. Usually you'll notice the temperature drop just before the rain starts if it's cloudy like that. But it can be cloudy like that, and if you don't get the temperature drop, it'll just stay cloudy. So we're coming up to a tollway. If you're in a car, you have to wait in queue and swipe. Whereas on a bike, you get to go through free of charge and you don't queue, which is really neat. There's an ambulance behind, so we'll just keep away from that. Well, it's going pretty slow. So I'll just see what it's doing in the rear view mirror. I think it's just cruising along at low speed, maybe transporting a patient. Just keep that in view for now. I don't think they're going to catch up. I have this contraflow on roads also at peak hour, where they block off the other side of the road, maybe 1 or 2 lanes, and supplement the predominant flow of traffic, which is really cool. Not in all places, but where there's known to be jams. Alright, we gotta sort of get out of the way here. There's an ambulance. Let's go here. There we go. Yes, unlike Australia, the ambulance system here, I think it's privatised. I don't think you have a national ambulance service. There seem to be all different private companies that run them, and I dare say as varying cost and quality of service also. Some of them I've seen are really well decked out. Some of them are just sort of like a Hi-Ace with darkened windows. And who knows what's inside. Anyway, so that's it. Made it back. Pretty easy run today. But some days that can be bumper-to-bumper traffic all the way to the tollway, and you'll spend almost the whole distance cutting through traffic, which can be quite tiring. But risk-reward, be careful and you get home under half the time or more if you drive or take public transport. Cheers.